In the annals of aviation history, few events have captivated the world's attention and baffled investigators like the disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370. On March 8, 2014, a Boeing 777 carrying 239 passengers and crew vanished without a trace, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and a profound sense of mystery. The flight, en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing, seemed to simply disappear into thin air, sparking one of the most extensive and perplexing searches in aviation history. The disappearance of MH370 sent shockwaves around the globe, prompting an unprecedented international search effort spanning vast stretches of the Indian Ocean. Governments, aviation experts, and the public alike grappled with the perplexing circumstances surrounding the flight's disappearance. How could a sophisticated aircraft, equipped with advanced tracking technology, simply vanish in the modern era? The lack of a definitive answer to this question has fueled countless theories and speculation, ranging from plausible scenarios to more far-fetched explanations. Despite years of meticulous investigation and analysis, the mystery of MH370 remains unsolved, leaving a void of closure for the families of those lost and an indelible mark on the aviation industry. This essay delves into the perplexing case of Malaysia Airlines Flight 370, exploring the events leading up to its disappearance, the challenges faced by search teams, the prevailing theories surrounding its fate, and the lasting impact the tragedy has had on aviation safety and the lives of those forever connected to the missing flight. On the morning of March 8, 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. local time. The Boeing 777-200ER, a modern and reliable aircraft, was destined for Beijing, China, with 227 passengers and 12 crew members on board. The flight crew, led by Captain Zaharia Ahmad Shah, a veteran pilot with thousands of flight hours, was prepared for what appeared to be a routine flight. The first leg of the journey proceeded without incident. The flight climbed to its cruising altitude of 35,000 feet and maintained a steady course over the Gulf of Thailand. At 1:19 a.m., as the aircraft approached Vietnamese airspace, air traffic controllers in Kuala Lumpur received the last routine radio transmission from MH370. The message, "Good night Malaysian 370, was calm and unremarkable, giving no indication of any problems on board. Minutes later at 1:21 a.m., MH370's transponder, a device that transmits the aircraft's identification and altitude to ground radar systems, went silent. This sudden loss of communication initially raised little alarm, as transponder failures, while unusual, are not unheard of. However, as minutes turned into hours with no further contact from the aircraft, concern began to mount. Air traffic controllers in both Malaysia and Vietnam attempted to reach MH370, but their calls went unanswered. The disappearance of MH370 from radar screens and the lack of any distress calls or emergency signals painted a deeply troubling picture. Something had gone seriously wrong, but the nature of the event and the fate of the aircraft remained shrouded in mystery. The world watched and waited for answers as the search for the missing plane commenced. The initial search for MH370 focused on the area where the aircraft last made contact with air traffic control, the Gulf of Thailand. Vietnamese authorities were the first to launch search and rescue operations, deploying ships and aircraft to scour the waters between Malaysia and Vietnam. As the hours passed and no sign of the missing plane surfaced, the search area was expanded to encompass a wider region of the South China Sea. The initial search efforts yielded no trace of the missing aircraft. No debris fields, no oil slicks, and no emergency signals were detected, deepening the mystery surrounding MH370's disappearance. As days turned into nights, hope began to dwindle, and the focus of the investigation shifted from search and rescue to search and recovery. A glimmer of hope emerged when military radar data from Malaysia revealed that MH370 had deviated significantly from its planned flight path after its transponder went silent. The data showed the aircraft turning west, crossing back over the Malay Peninsula, and then flying south over the Strait of Malacca. This revelation drastically expanded the search area and introduced a new layer of complexity to the investigation. The discovery of MH370's westward turn raised more questions than it answered. Why would the aircraft have deviated so dramatically from its planned route? Was this a deliberate act by the pilots or a result of some unforeseen event? The search for answers had taken an unexpected turn, leading investigators down a path fraught with uncertainty and speculation. The disappearance of MH370 captured the attention of the world, prompting an unprecedented international response. Countries from across the globe, including Australia, China, the United States, and France, joined the search efforts, contributing resources and expertise to the search for the missing aircraft. The multinational search operation quickly became one of the largest and most complex in aviation history. The search for MH370 relied heavily on satellite data analysis. With no radar contact or distress signals to go on, investigators turned to Inmarsat, a British satellite telecommunications company, for clues. Inmarsat operated a satellite that had exchanged routine handshakes with MH370 even after the aircraft's transponder went silent. These handshakes, while not providing precise location data, offered valuable insights into the aircraft's general direction and speed. Analysis of the Inmarsat data suggested that MH370 had flown south for several hours after its last contact with air traffic control. This analysis, combined with fuel range calculations, led investigators to believe that the aircraft had likely ended its flight somewhere in the southern Indian Ocean, a vast and remote expanse of water thousands of kilometers from its intended destination. The southern Indian Ocean presented immense challenges for search teams. The region was known for its treacherous weather conditions, strong currents, and deep waters, making the search for a missing aircraft akin to finding a needle in a haystack. Despite these challenges, the international community remained committed to uncovering the truth behind MH370's disappearance.